My name is Amanda Carter. I've been married to Daniel for 6 years, and while we've had our share of ups and downs, I thought our relationship was strong enough to weather anything. Daniel is a financial advisor, sharp, ambitious, and constantly working late. I work from home as a graphic designer, so our routines were often out of sync. The gap in our daily lives had grown, but I chalked it up to the demands of adulthood. Love, I thought, was simply about endurance. But sometimes life throws something or someone into your path that changes everything. That someone, in my case, was Daniel's best friend, Jason Brooks. Jason and Daniel had been friends since college. They'd played football together, shared dorm rooms, and even co-signed on each other's first apartments. Jason was the laid-back one, the kind of guy who made everyone laugh at dinner parties and always knew how to fix a leaking pipe or a broken sink. He was like the older brother I never had, reliable, funny, and kind. He'd been in our lives constantly. Family barbecues, Christmas dinners, or lazy Sunday brunches, he was there. I liked him. Everyone did. But I never saw him as anything more than just Jason. Until everything began to unravel at home. It started subtly. Daniel was more distracted than usual. At first, I thought it was just work stress. He'd come home, toss his keys on the counter, barely look at me, and mumble something about being exhausted. Our conversations became one-sided. Our dinners were silent. He started taking more business trips and returning later and later each time. I didn't want to believe the worst, but I wasn't naive. My gut whispered truths my heart refused to hear. One night, Daniel forgot to log out of his tablet. I wasn't snooping, I swear. I simply went to check the weather. But there it was, an open message thread between him and a woman named Lacey. The words were harmless enough at first, compliments, emojis, jokes. But then I scrolled further. It wasn't innocent. It was emotional, intimate, things he hadn't said to me in years. I sat in silence, staring at the screen, numb. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just felt hollow. When Daniel came home that night, I didn't confront him. Instead, I buried myself in work, in chores, in anything that could keep me from falling apart. I needed to think. I needed time. And strangely enough, I needed anyone, who could offer clarity. That's when Jason entered the picture in a way I never anticipated. He stopped by one Saturday afternoon to drop off some tools Daniel had borrowed. Daniel, of course, wasn't home. He was working. Jason noticed something was off the moment I opened the door. "Amanda, are you okay?" he asked, concern clouding his easygoing smile. I nodded too quickly. "Yeah, just tired. Long week." He tilted his head, unconvinced. "Mind if I come in for a second?"
I didn't object.
I think deep down I was hoping he would. We sat on the porch with iced tea, the kind of quiet that feels heavy. I didn't mean to spill it all, but once he gently asked again if I was okay, the dam broke. I told him everything. Daniel's distance, the messages, the woman named Lacey. I expected him to deny it, to defend Daniel. But he didn't. Jason sighed and rubbed the back of his neck. "I'm sorry, Amanda. I had my suspicions, but I didn't know for sure." "Why wouldn't you say something?" I asked, feeling that familiar lump rise in my throat. "Because it's complicated. He's my best friend. But you didn't deserve this. You deserve someone who sees you." That sentence hit me harder than anything Daniel had said, or hadn't said in months. You deserve someone who sees you. I didn't even realize how invisible I'd felt until someone acknowledged it. From that day on, Jason started checking in more. He dropped by with groceries when he knew I hadn't gone out. He helped me replace a broken window in the laundry room. He even brought over his dog, Max, to keep me company on the days Daniel was away. We didn't talk about the situation with Daniel much. It just hung in the air, unspoken but understood. One evening, about a month after I'd first opened up to him, I had a minor panic attack. I was cleaning out the closet when I found an old anniversary gift Daniel had given me, and something about it shattered me. I called Jason, not even knowing what I wanted from him. He was at my door within 10 minutes. "I can't do this anymore," I sobbed into his shirt as he wrapped his arms around me. "I feel like I'm disappearing." "You're not," he whispered. "You're still here, and you're still worth everything." That night, for the first time in a long while, I slept soundly, on the couch, curled under a blanket Jason had brought me. He stayed on the armchair nearby, just to make sure I was okay. He never crossed a line. Not once. And maybe that's what made everything feel even more real. The turning point came when Daniel unexpectedly returned home early from a trip. I was in the kitchen with Jason, laughing over a burnt attempt at homemade pizza. The mood was light, easy. The moment Daniel walked in and saw us together, the tension snapped like a rubber band. "What the hell is going on here?" Daniel demanded. Jason stood, calm but firm. "Relax. We were just having dinner." Daniel's eyes burned with suspicion. "You think I'm stupid? You think I don't see what this is?" "No one said that," I said quietly. Daniel looked at me like he didn't recognize me. "So, this is what you've been doing while I've been working my tail off for us?" "For us?" I laughed bitterly. "You mean while you've been messaging Lacey? Don't play the martyr, Daniel." The color drained from his face. "You went through my messages?" "You left them open," I said. "I didn't have to look far." The confrontation ended with him storming out. I didn't follow. Jason didn't say anything either. He just stood by me while I processed what had just happened. In the days that followed, Daniel didn't call. I didn't expect him to. Instead, I took the time to rediscover myself. I started running in the mornings. I signed up for an art class I'd been putting off for years. And through it all, Jason was there, not in a romantic way, not yet, but as someone who believed in me when I couldn't believe in myself. Weeks passed. Daniel filed for separation. I wasn't angry. I wasn't heartbroken. I was relieved. The relationship had eroded long before that day. One rainy afternoon, Jason and I found ourselves on the porch again, like that first day. I looked at him, this man who had shown up for me when no one else did. "I don't know what would have happened without you," I said. He smiled, a little bashful. "I just wanted to be there for you." "You were," I said, "more than anyone else ever has." There was a pause between us. Not awkward, just full of meaning. "Would it be crazy," he began slowly, "if I told you I've wanted to be more than just your support? That I've cared about you for a long time, even before everything with Daniel fell apart." I didn't answer with words. Instead, I reached for his hand. That small gesture said everything we both needed to hear. It wasn't about jumping into something new or replacing the past. It was about healing, rebuilding, being seen. Today, Jason and I are still figuring things out, carefully, respectfully. We're not rushing. But every time I see him, I'm reminded that sometimes help comes from the last person you expect, and that it can lead you to a new beginning you didn't know you needed. Because I never expected my husband's best friend to help me in this way.